It's me, your boy Blue Getsuga, and today we'll be talking about the newest Salamangreat cards coming out from the Duelist pack. Anyways, let's get started. First off, we have Salamangreat Weasel, and it's a 5 Cyberburst Tuner effect monster that's level 3, has 700 attack and 1400 defense. First effect reads, if you have 2 or more Salamangreat monsters in your graveyard, which is pretty easy to get,
Believe it!
you can special summon this card from your hand. Second effect reads, if a Salamangreat Ritual, Fusion, Synchro, Exceeds, and or Link monster is special summoned to your field while this card is in your graveyard, you can target one other Salamangreat monster in your graveyard, place this card on the bottom of the deck, and if you do, special summon that monster to your opponent's field. Then draw 1 card. This is pretty nice, especially if you're planning on pairing this off with Salamangreat Fusion. I mean, not Salamangreat Fusion, but it's Fusion of Fire.
Who the hell cares?
Next, we have Salamangreat Tiger, and it's a Fire Cyberburst Tuner effect monster that's level 5 and has 2000 attack and 500 defense. This first effect reads, you can discard one other Salamangreat card, special summon this card from your hand. Pretty nice, has the same summoning condition as Mirror.
For realsies?
For realsies!
This second effect reads, if this card you control be used as synchro material for a fire monster, you can treat it as a non-tuner monster. And the third effect reads, once per turn, you can increase or decrease this card's level by 1, which is pretty nice. Also, the third effect is a soft once per turn. Next, we have Salamangreat Raging Phoenix, and it's a Fire Cyberburst Link effect monster that's Link 4 and has 2800 attack, and it has arrows pointing down left, directly down right, and directly up. Its first effect reads, if this card is link summoned using Salamangreat Raging Phoenix as material, you can add 1 Salamangreat card from your deck to your hand. The second effect reads, if face-up fire monsters you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, while this card is in your graveyard, you can target one of them, special summon this card, and if you do, it gains attack equal to that monster's. Needless to say, this card is pretty good, because if you reincarnation link summon using this thing, you could basically search a card, and on top of that, if you do reincarnation link summon using this, you would basically have 1 copy of this in the graveyard, basically allowing you to get off its second effect.
Nice.
Next, we have Salamangreat Burst Griffin, and it's a level 8 Fire Cyberburst Synchro effect monster, and it has 2800 attack and 2000 defense. And it requires 1 tuner plus 1 or more non-tuner monsters. Also, I forgot to mention that this just requires 2 plus fire effect monsters.
Who the hell cares?
But anyways, let's continue. Its first effect reads, you can target 1 level 7 or lower fire monster in the graveyard. You cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn except fire monsters. Also special summon that monster, and if you do, reduce this card's level by that monster's original level. Which is basically a setup for the second effect, but the second effect is pretty unnecessary in my opinion. Anyways, the second effect reads, if this card is synchro summoned using Salamangreat Burst Griffin as material, you can activate this effect. During the next standby phase, special summon 1 monster from your graveyard. That's it.
Why so weak? So weak.
First effect is pretty good on its own, so I wouldn't really recommend playing 2 of this card in the extra decks, especially since Salamangreat's already tight when it comes to extra deck space. Next, we have the quick play spell, Salamangreat Charge, and its effect reads, you can only activate 1 of these effects. The first option reads, target 3 of your fire monsters that are banished and or in your graveyard, so you can basically just shuffle a bunch of Banelinks, plus if your opponent manages to call by the grave your banish all your Sunlight Wolves, you could basically just shuffle them back into your extra deck. Anyways, you can shuffle 2 of them into the deck, and if you do, special summon a third. But this turn, its effects are negated, also cannot attack. but I don't think that would really matter all that much. The second option reads, if you control a fire, ritual, fusion, synchro, exceeds, or link monster whose current attack is different from its original attack. Wow, that's a lot of setup. Target one card on the field, destroy it. Basically a far weaker version of Salamangreat Rage. But let's be real, we're mostly going to be using it for its first effect. And if you are using it for its second effect, what are you doing? Next and lastly, for the cards, we have the normal Trap Salamangreat Revive. And its first effect reads, target one fire monster in the graveyard, special summon it. So basically it's like a free Call of the Haunted for fire decks. Second effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one Salamangreat monster you control and one monster with the same name in your graveyard. Shuffle the second target into the deck, and if you do, the first target gains attack equal to its own original attack until the end of this turn. So if you reincarnation summon, you could basically just... it has to be the same name, so essentially it's just doubling the attack of the monster you're targeting. This card is just alright, I guess. Also, yeah, notice how Salamangreat has a lot of revival effects. Kind of crazy. Anyways, it's been me, your boy Getsuga, and tell me what you guys think about these Salamangreat cards, and I'm out.
You're all free now!